Hello, I'm Dr. Chuck Stowe, and welcome to Legal Environment of Business, BA 251. In this course, we have three basic goals. One is to provide you with some tips on increasing your learning productivity. Two, we'll spend a lot of time on showing you that every single decision you make has a legal implication. And we're going to provide some insight into different areas of law, as well as showing you how you can save a lot of money by learning to research some credible legal sources. And throughout the course, we'll talk about career skills, because most of you are early on in your career, your academic career at Lander. And I want to make sure that we give you a head start on getting good employment before you graduate. Most important thing about this course is that I'm really dedicated to showing you that, learning can be fun. Learning productivity starts off with time management, but it's much more than filling out a calendar. You see, there's some pretty advanced theories on human behavior that suggest that we need to have our core values, our goals, and our actual commitments of time to be aligned with each other. And very often they're not. And when they're not, that produces, unfortunately, a lot of stress. Second, we'll go into note-taking so that we can convert class time to actual learning time. And we'll talk about reading for learning and some strategies in your reading that are going to help you learn very, very rapidly. And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about focusing on the so what, so that you can see the practical implication of the material not only in this course, but throughout your academic career. So what we're doing is we've got a strategy that's going to move us from pure memorization to application and analysis. Our course goals, again, on the legal perspective, is to introduce the following topics. But we're going to make sure that we do this in a way that when you complete the course, you have a binder that's literally worth $1 million of potential legal fees. The content of the course is illustrated as follows. These are the 15 chapters that have been selected for this course, which I will confess we're leaving a few behind because there's simply a lack of time to accomplish all that we've got to do. But these are the critical areas that apply to most of what you're going to do in business and in your personal decision making. Course policies. Let me cover a few of these. You must have a textbook and an access code for this course. If you don't have a text or an access code, you're not going to be eligible to earn a grade in this course. Now, the good news is that you can purchase the access code with an ebook alone, and I'll show you how to do that. The best deal, I think, is to have both a hard copy textbook, but it's designed to fit into your binder, so you're not lugging around 100 pounds coming to class. That bundle includes both the softback text and an access code. Throughout the course, you're going to use the access code. There will be 15 quizzes, of which I will only count the top 12. Now, there'll be other activities for you to earn points. In class exercises, there'll be some assigned class presentations and participatory type of exercises, some short papers, and your binder and notes will be assessed. so that you really do end up the course with a tangible outcome that should be of value to you, certainly in your entry-level job and thereafter. In terms of grading, we have 2 exams that are 10% each. The final is 30%. So all other work, and this doesn't add up, I realize that, but all other work is actually 60% of your grade. So instead of pushing towards the memorization only, trying to push activities that will help you learn the material. In terms of career skills, this I'm quite excited about because it adds value to the course. We're going to help you find your career goals and strategies before you graduate. Those career skills include the use of time management, but we're going to use some class time so that you can learn to network for contacts. We're also going to try to persuade you to treat your part-time work as reputation building. Because surprisingly, even though that part-time work may not be what you want to do for the rest of your life, it will be an important platform for future references. You know, the degree is merely a piece of paper. It's the education that illustrates what you can do for an employer and how you can solve problems. And so that's where this course is about. But we've got to get you to the point where you have contacts, a network, and some idea of the industry and job function you want so that we can get you into a good internship and network you out there so that you'll have a job before you graduate. At least that's my ambition for you. Attendance is critical, but it's more than attendance. We conduct this class in a business format or business setting. So your posture, your attendance, being alert, absolutely no sleeping in this class. I do expect people to have appropriate dress and decorum, respect toward each other. Note-taking is a required part of the course and will be evaluated as we go through the course. I also reserve the right to assign seating so that you get a chance to meet your classmates. Very early on, we'll be doing this in class so that you're not alone and you have someone to talk to and work with and study with. You know, class time is critical. I can't emphasize enough. 7 absences is fatal. Signing in for another is an act of fraud. I'm not in education in order to produce smarter crooks. So I warn you about that. Do not be tempted to sign in for a friend. You know, all decisions that you make have legal consequences. Now, we're going to look at this 3 ways. First, we have a lot of definitions to learn. But I don't want this to be a memorization course. I want you to learn it by becoming familiar with the different terms. Second, there are legal concepts and processes that will be helpful to understand in making your own decisions. So we're going to use lots of case studies or examples or stories of law and how those outcomes came about. And finally, I'll give you a touch of developing some research skills that will be helpful in making sound decisions. I mentioned already the career skills, and certainly the most important one is learning that, developing the skill that learning can be fun. These career skills include the following: the network, which I'm going to be asking you in this first class to take a sheet of paper and make it into what will become a student directory. I want you to meet your classmates. We have excellent people coming to Lander, and I want you to meet them if you don't already know them. I want you to get contact information and learn who they are, where their parents work, and what interests they have, and see if we can find commonality among us. Participation in college is very important, and I'm going to plead with you to join LPBS, the Lander Professional Business Society. It's a great way to meet people in a no-threat environment, and there's lots of fun activities, social as well as education. As we go along, we'll learn that there are industries that are different than job functions. A job function is what you do, and industry is where you do it. We'll also talk about how to create helpful contacts so that as you go through your time here at Lander, you'll build useful contacts that will help you learn what type of industry and what type of job function is best for you. And we'll get you started early on this so that you'll have a job, we hope, before you graduate.